So in the last class we have discussed what is the difference between Java and .NET and using C and C++ what type of applications we can develop, and using Java and .NET what type of applications we can develop. So that we discussed right now. And today first one, platform dependency. And next one, platform independency. And platform independency. First one is a platform dependency. Already we know, we had discussed C and C++ languages are platform dependent and using these languages we can develop only standalone applications. So what are the standalone applications? These applications compatible for single operating system and must be installed. We must install. Installation is required. Installation is mandatory. Right? And next. So for example, if you take MS Office. So whenever we are downloading MS Office, how we need to download MS Office for Windows, MS Office for Linux, MS Office for Unix. So like that we have to download. And next one, we must install MS Office into our computer. So then only we can work with that. So such type of applications we can call it as standalone applications. Why? What is the reason? And how a C application will run on a single platform? What is the reason? And see, for example, whenever we are downloading Windows related C software, Windows understands what type of files? .exe files. And next one, suppose I'm using just consider here I'm using Windows operating system, then .exe file we need to download. .exe file, that is nothing but c.exe. And next, suppose I'm using Mac operating system, what type of file? DMG file. And suppose if we are using Linux operating system, we are using c.rpm file as well as a tar file. But what are the things will be installed if you install? Whenever we install C for Windows, compiler will be installed, compiler.exe. What is the compiler? Is a program, is a heart of Java, means what? Any language. It converts, it translates high level instructions, nothing but programmer understandable instructions into machine code. Compiler plus library. What is that library? In C language, in C language. So we know the concepts of printf, scanf, all these are predefined methods. Printf method, scanf method. In the same way, here it is a library is nothing but all the header files. Mac also same. Mac compiler .dmz file will be installed. I'll show you practically all these things, and along with that library, and in the same way here also compiler .rpm file will be installed, and library, whatever the operating system, library is a common. Library is common. And here when we run this application, so means what? Suppose I'm writing one program, a simple program. I'm writing addition of two numbers, a equals to 10, b equals to 20, c equals to a plus b. Just we are printing print of c, one program. And of course I'm not using any syntax because we don't know what is the syntax of C, Java and all these things as of now. Generally I have written some instructions. I'm giving one name app.c. program name I have given app, and extension is a .c because it's a C program. Consider C program. I want to run this application. On Windows operating system. So first compilation is required. Compilation. Windows operating system I'm using. So Windows compiler I'm using. Compiler.exe. And in the same way, the same program I want to run on Mac operating system. Mac operating system. Mac compiler we have to use to compile DMZ file. DMZ. Here compiler is a dependent to operating system. Compiler is a dependent to operating system. So this compiler is always try to do favor to Windows operating system only. Suppose if you are working for someone, right, I always try to do favor to that person only. So in the same way, here compiler.exe means what? Is a Windows compiler. So always it is trying to do favor to Windows. Then what compiler will do means it will translate app.c. All these instructions converts into Windows understandable instructions only. Means what? App.exe file. App.exe. Exe means what? Executable file. App.exe is a executable file. Why it's generating executable files? Because compiler is working for Windows operating system, and Windows operating system understands .exe files only. So compiler generates .exe file only. .exe. So if it is a .exe file, means what? Program is ready and I want to run this application on different platforms. on different platforms I want to run. For example, first one is a Windows operating system, Windows. Second one is a Mac operating system. Third one is a Linux operating system. App.exe is understandable by Windows only, Windows, so that it produces output. No error it will give, it will be installed. But whenever we are trying to run on Mac operating system and Linux operating system, right, these two will reject both. So means what is platform dependency? Means on which platform you compile the application, on the same platform only you can run that application. On other platforms it is impossible to run, because the generated file is a .exe file which is understandable by Windows only, not Mac and Linux. In the same way here also, suppose in case of Mac, it is dependent to Mac operating system. Nothing but compiler is working for Mac operating system. Mac operating system. Then what this compiler will generate? As usual, it will do favor to Mac operating system only. Nothing but it will generate app.dmg file. App.dmg file it will generate. So whenever it is generating DMG file, and here whenever we are trying to access on different platforms, whenever we are trying to run, same story, it will run only on Windows operating system, sorry, Mac operating system. It will be rejected by Windows operating system, and it will be rejected by Linux operating system. Linux, right? Here only Windows will give the output. Here only Mac will give the output, just because of compiler. So means what? Platform dependency is completely depends on compiler. On which platform you compile the application, on the same platform only you can run that application. That's it. You can run that application. That is the concept of platform dependency. Okay. Next. Next one. Next concept is history of Java. History of Java. I'll show you directly pictures. What is the history of Java? What is the history? See. Actually, Java initiated by James Gosling. Initiated by James Gosling in the year 1991. In the year 1991. Firstly, in the beginning, Java is called as a green talk, and the file extension also they have given .gt. Extension is what? .gt. It's G for green, T for talk. .gt. Under the project name is a green project. Project name is what? Green project, and this is the team. This is the team. And where they started the project means in the islands of Indonesia. This is islands of Indonesia. In the islands of Indonesia, right, they started developing the project. The company, the starting company of James Gosling is in the islands of Indonesia. Right, and why the name is a green project means, right, in front of the office, James Gosling office, one tree is there. It's a very huge tree. The tree, we can call it as OAK tree. The roots are very powerful. OAK tree. So that is the reason why, that is actually, the tree is nothing but a symbol of strength. Tree is nothing but a symbol of strength. So that's why, so number of countries, many countries chosen as a national tree. Chosen as a national tree. So first James Gosling decided to give the name OAK, but the problem is that was already registered. So that's why, so Oak Ridge, OAK Ridge universities and all those are there. No? So that is a strength, symbol of strength, because the roots of the tree are very powerful and it's a very strong one. Right, so that's why James Gosling decided to give the name OAK, but that was already registered. They are not allowed to give the name. So in 1995, OAK was renamed as Java because it was already trademark of OAK technology. Renamed as Java. So why the name given Java? Why the name given Java means, actually in that islands of Indonesia, one famous coffee bean is there. The coffee bean name is a Java. So they are saying that while developing that application, right, they consumed a lot of coffee, right? So just because of that, they have given that name, that coffee bean name, directly to the Java. And most of the Java related things also, right, means what, named as a bean only, bean classes, EJB, enterprise Java beans, enterprise Java beans, and all these are Java, right? So that's why the symbol is also a coffee cup. Java symbol is also, right? And first release 1995 in Java, and next from the company that is Sun Microsystems. This is James Gosling company, is a Sun Microsystems. Sun Microsystems company, right? But later in the year 2010, in the year 2010, Oracle buys Sun Microsystem. Oracle buys Sun Microsystem in which year? In the year 2010. In the year 2010, Oracle buys Sun. Actually, this is the main office of Sun Microsystems. It is in California. It is in California, right? But once Oracle company acquired Sun Microsystems, and this building occupied by the Facebook. Now Facebook company is running in this building. Previously It is belongs to Sun Microsystems. Belongs to Sun Microsystems, right? This is simply the history of Java. Started in 1991 by James Gosling under the name GreenTalk, project name Green Project. Extension is .gt. So later, James Gosling decided to give the name OAK. That is a tree name, is a symbol of strength. But that was already registered. So OAK renamed to Java. Java is a coffee bean name. It's a famous coffee bean name in the islands of Indonesia. That's it. It's a basic history. So first version released in the year 1995 and of course 1996. We can say 1995 first version. And later so many versions released. 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 3 and so on, 4, 5, 6. But up to 1.6 versions released by Sun Microsystems. These are released by Sun Microsystems up to 1.6, because in the year 2010 Oracle company acquired Sun Microsystems. After that, Oracle company released two versions of Java. One is 1.7, so now we are using 1.8, JDK 1.8. It is in the last year 2014. In the year 2014, Oracle launches one more, that is 1.8. 1.7 in the year 2011, 1.8 in the year 2014. So now we are using JDK 1.8. This is the history, right? And about how many versions Java is having. Next one, our discussion about JDK. Means what? Whenever we are installing Java software, what are the things will be installed? What is a Java software? JDK, Java Development Kit, includes what it includes. So whenever we install Java, what are the things will be installed along with the Java? First one, compiler will be installed. First one is what? Compiler. So we know what is the use of compiler. What is the use of compiler? So what compiler will do? It will translate high level instructions, nothing but source code clearly. Source program into machine code. Translates source code into machine code. That is the duty of compiler. It is a predefined program that will be installed. And second one, what is the second one? Second one is the API. What is API? Application program interface. Application program interface. What is application program interface? Why they have given that name? What is application program interface? Why the name has given? What is the reason behind that? See, already we discussed in C language, in C program, if you want to print one message on the console, we are using printf function. And if you want to read something, we are using scanf function. All those functions belongs to library. How we have the library in C language and C++ languages? In Java also we have a library. For that library, they have given new name is application program interface. Once again, why the name application program interface? What is the reason behind that? Why the name API? Why they are not calling simply library? Means, observe, as a programmer, as a developer, as a programmer, if you develop any application, that programmer should say any program. Just consider addition of two numbers program, factorial of a given number program. Generally we can call it as a program, but as a programmer you should say, for example, factorial of a given number. Consider factorial of a given number application program. Thing is what? Application program. So like that you have to specify. Like that you have to specify. Very important thing is what? Whenever we are writing one program, right, we should not supposed to say it's just a program, and it is not just a software, and it is not just an application. Technical term they have given. Please, you should call it as application program. Is a technical term. In a real time, we will call like this only. So better to start learning from here only, understanding from here only. Factorial of a given number application program. So to develop our application program, for example, I'll write a simple program, addition of two numbers. In C language, how I am writing? Int a equals to 10, int b equals to 20, and for example C equals to a plus b, and finally we are printing printf, and so on, so value we are printing. And observe here, we are not writing the code here for printf function. What is the logic of printf function? What they have written inside the printf function, that we don't know. And what is int? Is a data type? Okay, can you see the program? Can you write the program to develop such type of data types? No, we don't know that knowledge. We don't have, right? So means what? We are not the complete programmers. We are thinking that, okay, I am developing one application, I am the programmer, I am the developer. No, we are not the pure developers, because, right, we cannot write the logic for printf function. We cannot write the logic for scanf function. If you can write the logic for printf and scanf, then you can say I am the programmer, I am the complete programmer. Now we are not the complete programmers. Still, we are depending on another programmer. For example, C language, Dennis Ritchie. Printf function given by Dennis Ritchie team. And next one in Java also such type of functions are there given by James Gosling team. Those are the pure developers. To develop our application, we are depending on some of the predefined things. So predefined things means what? Whenever you are working with something, but what is happening in the background that we don't know, that is we can call it as interface. So what is that? In the last class already we discussed. For example, a person want to perform transaction from ATM. The person entered into ATM center, and here it is, the person is following the rules, transaction rules given in a specific language. What is that? Enter your PIN, right? Enter amount. In English language it is asking, but the person cannot understand what is happening in the background. If the person is unable to understand what is happening in the background, right, that is we can call it as interface. We can call it as interface. In the last class we discussed, right? So that is we can call it as interface or not. Applications are nothing but interfaces. What is happening in the background that we don't know. So we are not the programmers. A simple thing here only. Now we are using Paint, right? Paint. See, suppose I click on this one. I selected this one. Right? And I'm trying to draw. So it is drawing one shape. Can anyone write the program to draw this shape? No, we don't know. So that's why this is, we can call it as interface. Whenever we are selecting one button, or whenever we are selecting one shape, or whenever we are selecting one color, in the background one program is running. So what is happening in the background that we don't know, then how can you say that you are the complete programmer? No, we are not the complete programmers. We are depending on others, some other best programmers, right? So that's why interface, this is we can call it as interface. So completely to develop our application program, nothing but to write our programs, addition of two numbers, factorial of a given number, ATM application, any bank application, bus reservation system, insurance applications, whatever the application, whenever you are developing, you are depending on the library and you are developing on the predefined things, right? So that what is happening in the background that is not understandable by the programmer. So that is we can call it as interface. That's why combinedly they have given a name application program interface. This much story is there. This much story. Or simply you can call it as a library. But if they ask what is API, why they have given name exactly API, right, then we should say this explanation is a second one. And next one, it is also a very very important one. So that is JRE. will be installed. What is JRE? Java Runtime Environment. Java Runtime Environment. That will be installed along with the JDK. Java Runtime Environment, JRE. Sir, what is JRE? What is JRE means? What is environment means? Every application, not only every application, if you want to perform one task, one environment is required. In that environment only, the task will execute. The task, for example, I want to take one class. Generally, in a classroom, I want to take one class. One environment is required. What is that environment? To sit the students, chairs required. One board is required. To write on the board, markers are required. For explanation, one computer and one projector is required. Projector. So that is complete arrangement. We can call it as environment. And here only, here I want to take one class. Here it is system is required and paint and all these things. We can call it as environment. I want to cook one dish, right? In the kitchen, kitchen is the environment, right? So many arrangements are required. Stove, oven, right? And all those are. That is means what? If you want to perform any task, if you want to do anything, definitely environment is mandatory. In the same way, in the same way, suppose if you take C and C++ applications, C and C++ applications, these applications will run in the original environment of operating system. In the original environment of operating system. Every operating system is having one environment. Sir, what is that environment? See, this is at the run. If you open command, is a command prompt na? It's command prompt. We can call it as command prompt. Command prompt we can call it as environment. Environment. This is character user interface. Character user interface. And one more thing, this is DOS, disk operating system. That is nothing but it is also operating system. C and C++ applications run must be run from command prompt only. Sir, of course we are using blue screen na? That we'll see later. This is the strict rule that C program and C++ program you should run from the command prompt only. We should not supposed to use blue screens. Okay, then what is the advantage of blue screen and all those are we'll see in the later classes. Whenever we are running applications, Java application, C++ application execution also I'll show you. Okay, here. So C and C++ applications will run in the original environment. Means what? Original operating system environment. But Java and .NET applications will not depends on original operating system. Java is having its own environment. What is that environment? Is a JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine. Okay. And here it is. What is the concept of virtual? It is the duplicate operating system of Java. Virtual is nothing but it's a duplicate, not real. Duplicate machine. Duplicate machine. C++ applications run in the original machine. But Java application and a .NET application will run in a duplicate machine. Duplicate machine is a JVM. Machine, we can call it as operating system, is nothing but a platform. That is the reason why, suppose if you are developing one project or you are in real time, just consider, if any person want to ask, right, for example, you are doing one project, your friend came and asked, right, what is your platform, on which platform, on which platform you are working, on which platform you are working. They never ask using which language, using which language you are developing application. Impossible case. Why they are calling Java and .NET as the platforms? Because Java and .NET is having its own machine, virtual machine. So that's why Java, we can call it as operating system. .NET also we can call it as operating system. All these are operating systems. Java and .NET, virtual operating systems. While writing the programs, you will get the clarity. This is only theory. As of now, simply C and C++ applications will run in the original environment of operating system, whereas Java and .NET will run in the duplicate environment, not in the original environment. The duplicate environment, we can call it as a virtual machine. We can call it as virtual machine, that is JVM. This is the reason why Java and .NET we can call it as platforms, and of course language also we can say, but mainly in the real time they use a technical term. Java is a platform. On Java platform I am developing my project, on .NET platform I am developing my project. That is only the reason. Okay, and next, here JVM uses one more translator to execute application. What is the translator? Is JIT, just in time. Just in time is interpreter. Just in time interpreter. Generally C language will be translated only once by the compiler, but Java and .NET applications compilation two times. One is using compiler, second one is using interpreter. What is the difference also we'll see later, but two times translation is required. This is the reason why, Java application run on different platforms. Java application run on different platforms. How it runs, we'll see once again. Independency concept is there. How we discussed today platform dependency, right? Platform independency also we'll see. Just in time interpreter. JVM is taking the help of JIT. This is actually, so what will be installed along with the JDK, and of course these are necessary for core Java, what we are learning, right? And some of the tools will be installed, so those are necessary for advanced concepts. So this is what JDK software, includes. JDK software includes, first one is a compiler, second one is a API, Third one is a environment. Environment will be installed. Environment is the combination of JVM, nothing but Java Virtual Machine, and interpreter JIT. Interpreter JIT. So this is